So having set up our template, we've now got to make our banner and our navigation bar. The exam paper says that the navigation bar has to be 1024 by 50 pixels. It has to have a black background colour and it needs to have links to the home, volunteer and profile pages on it. So all I've done for this is to make a new graphic, set my size, 1020 by 50, make sure the measurements are in pixels, and we've got sort of a long thin strip like that. I'm just using Control plus and Control minus to zoom in as I need to. I'm going to use my paint pot fill tool here, set my colour, make sure it's black, that's the code for black, so we're all okay, and then just fill the background in. And then I'm going to use the text tool to add my 3 links on there. I'm going to change the colour up here slightly, so I'm going to put in this code here, F69165. That's the same colour from the logo, hence why I'm using it, so it will kind of blend in with that. And then I can just put my 3 links in, so I'm going to have home, and I'm going to have volunteer, and lastly we're going to have profile. And then I can just have a little bit of a play around with them until I'm happy with where the position of the various words are. So I'd like to try and get a bit of an even split and maybe just play around. I think probably I could make a slightly bigger font on this. Okay, so now I've got my navigation bar made. I need to first of all make sure that I have saved it. So I'm just going to save it into my area and make sure that's all done. So crawl L together, save it in my images folder, make sure I've given it some kind of sensible name and save it. And then before I can put it into my actual website, I need to do a save for web and devices. So in the exam paper it says that for this one all of the images had to be PNG and should all be less than 350 kilobytes in size. So at the top here I'm going to change to PNG 8, and down the bottom there I can see that will give me a file size of 2.07k, so that's well under the limit, so no problems with that. And then we can save it. Again, I will just save it into my folder where all the other work is. There we go, the navigation bar, and save. Okay, so now I need to repeat that process for the banner. So it says that the banner has to be 1024 times 150 pixels. It says that it has to have the logo on it and that it has to have suitable text on it. Okay, so file new, 1024 times 150. Make sure that my background is set. I'm going to go with a black background. It doesn't say that, but I think that will kind of match in with my navigation bar. So I'm going to continue my black kind of theme, and then file, open, and I need to find my logo. So there's the Crawldale Together logo, and we can just use the mouse, we can just drag it across, drop it on. Now you can see it's clearly too big for the banner, so Control T will let me resize it. Make sure that when you're resizing you keep it in proportion, don't just go something like this and squish it to fit on, that will look terrible. So make sure you hold down Shift, resize from the corner, and that will keep everything in proportion. I'm going to make sure that mine is kind of same size as that, something like that. Okay, apply the transformation and my logo is on there. So I'm then going to decide to use this blue and this sort of peachy colour as the colour scheme for the rest of my banner. So it says I've got to put some suitable text on, so I will use these kind of colours involved in that, and try and come up with something that looks a little bit nice. Okay, so here's my completed banner now, and I'm just going to do a file save for web and devices again to make sure it's a PNG. Oops, that was a save as, not a save for web and devices. So save for web and devices. Make sure it's on PNG 8. Check my file size, 7.662k, so that's well under my 300 limit, and then save it. It's already hopefully going to be in the same folder as before, so yep, crawled out images, and we can then just save that. So having created our navigation bar, having created our banner, we now have to put them into our template. So we're going to click into our header section at the top, insert image, and let's go and find our banner to begin with. Click OK. Don't forget to put your alternate text in for people with visual accessibility issues. And in goes our banner. So what we need now is for the navigation bar to be above the banner. So I'm just going to click away from the banner. You can see that my cursor here is just flashing before the banner. And then I'm just going to insert my navigation bar. Again, putting in my accessibility text for people with visual accessibility issues. Click OK, and there you go. You can see that the navigation bar has come in on top of our banner, exactly what they asked for, and then we can just save